I've been saying it, but now the data is screaming it. XRP is loading, everyone. Not just a pump, not just a rally. I'm talking about a $20 by Christmas is actually in play. Why? It's simple. The money supply, the M2, it's exploding. The rails for XRP are opening up in ways we've never seen. And Washington is about to lock in crypto regulation that could flip the entire US market overnight. And while everyone's distracted with noise, the billionaires are already telling us what comes next. If you miss this, you're going to be that guy explaining to your kids why you didn't act when the writing was on the wall. Without further ado, folks, welcome back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If you're new around here, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. And if you're coming back for some more of that potent info, that good info, that goosebump giving info, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, the more YouTube will push out the content. Without further ado, let's get into it. Not too much has changed from this morning on the prices, so we won't be long here. Bitcoin, $116,491. Ethereum coming in at 4,518. And XRP, yeah, buddy, it's up 1 penny from this morning's video. $3.04. Total cryptocurrency market cap still coming in at $4.07 trillion. Now let's take a look at this. Here's something that most people completely ignore: the global M2 money supply. It's going vertical. When central banks flood the system with liquidity, all that cash has to do is find a home. Historically, it equates housing, gold, but now it's Bitcoin and crypto. Just look at the charts. Bitcoin has followed M2 almost tick for tick for over a decade. You can see in that line the Bitcoin overlapping and how identical it is. You can see we kindly blow this up. We kind of just went flat here, but you can see where the next move is. The next move is going to be up. This thing is going to go vertical. If you didn't listen to the first video of the day, we talked about how we have not seen that euphoric phase and those parabolic blow off tops, which we haven't. But here's the kicker. Because this isn't just about Bitcoin anymore. Bitcoin is in the index play. The proof of concept, XRP, is in the utility play. And as M2 pumps and Bitcoin tracks it, investors start branching into different assets with actual use cases. XRP sits in that sweet spot. Not a meme coin, not a theory, but a live global payments network backed by real-world adoption by some of the biggest names in banking and the financial sectors. So when a money supply expands, speculation goes wild, but utility tokens are where the lasting capital sticks. And speaking of capital flows, wait until you hear where Kraken just pulled off. That's right. This is massive. No messy conversions, no tether middleman, no stablecoin swaps, just straight fiat into XRP. You want to talk about how XRP can break away from the Bitcoin dominance? We need more on-ramps. Direct on-ramps. USD to XRP. That's how you get rid of that Bitcoin pairing. And guess what? 8.16 million flooded in immediately. That's massive, everyone. That's day one. This isn't retail pushing buttons. This is institutional level demand routing through regulated US infrastructure. And when you make XRP as easy to buy as Bitcoin, Ethereum, you lower the friction and the floodgates open. Think about it. If one exchange can move 8 million in a snap, what happens when Coinbase, Fidelity, or even BlackRock ETFs normalize direct exposure? And it's not just a price chart move, it's validation. Exchanges don't add fiat rails unless they know the demand is there. XRP is moving from the shadows into prime time. And just in time, because the US government, guess what? They finally revealed its Q4 regulatory timeline, and those deadlines are coming in hot. You can see Smoke pulled up all the info, broke it down beautifully for us. September kicked it off with 12 Democratic senators dropping a market structure framework. By the end of the month, the SEC's portion is expected to pass committee. October, well, the Senate committee is going to step in, drafting language on digital commodities and hammering out jurisdictional battles between the SEC and CFTC, something we needed for years, and it is finally coming. Come November, the committees are going to reconcile the disputes, and this could be on the president's desk before Thanksgiving. Let that sink in. We've been begging for clarity for years, and now we got a year-end goal for comprehensive legislation all signed into law. Folks, this isn't just bullish. This is absolutely historic. Once regulations lock in, the big players who've been sitting on the sidelines, guess what? They unleash banks, funds, pensions. You hear me say it all the time, but it's true. They are all coming. And guess which asset they're going to be leaning towards? Well, the ones with clarity, and XRP, it's on top of that list, and it is king. And then we get this. Tom Lee says supply shock is coming on Bitcoin. He says we can get past $3 million. Folks, I mean, Tom Lee drops a lot of predictions. Let's be honest. Listen to this clip.
95% of all Bitcoin's been mined, but 95% of the world doesn't own Bitcoin. So I just think that there's still a huge demand versus supply imbalance, meaning there's a lot more potential buyers of Bitcoin over the next 10 years. And so I think there's a lot of upside into year end.
Into your like 150 target?
Yeah, 150, maybe 200, even 250 this year.
What? 150 to 200 to even 250. And what's your, you don't have a terminal price on that, do you?
Well, it's, I think at a minimum it should have the same network value as gold. And if you look at above ground gold, it's probably 23 trillion. So that would be, 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. So, gold, Bitcoin could be 2 million, 3 million long term. Even higher.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to be mad if Bitcoin goes to 3 million, because I'm already thinking if Bitcoin's at 3 million, how high will XRP run as well? Interesting, right? And Tim Draper, he's like, Bitcoin is going to 250,000. He's thinking this year. Look, Bitcoin hits 250,000. You're getting yourself a 19 to 30, 35, maybe even $40 XRP, depending on where that parabolic top is going to take us. Let's line this up. There's a lot going on here. We got regulations finally coming into place. The SEC and the CFTC are going to duke out their battles, and we're finally going to get these regulations locked in. We got Tom Lee predicting a $3 million Bitcoin, as Tim Draper, who I think is smarter than Tom Lee, if you ask me, he's thinking 250K by the end of the year. And yet you have people out there calling for this bull run to be over. It's not over. It's not even close to being over. Then did you catch the PayPal news that is going on? PayPal stablecoin PYUSD is now live on Stellar. This was announced by Larry Wade of PayPal and Joseph Del Ponte from the Stellar Development Foundation. This was at their conference, which is the equivalent to Ripple Swell event. That's massive news. And in Galaxy Digital, they plan to launch their own tokenized money market fund on the Stellar network. You know who owns Galaxy, right? Everyone's favorite, Mr. Luna himself. And here's PayPal's announcement of it. Folks, it is heating up. It is getting crazy out there. I'm excited to see how this all unfolds. I keep saying it, October, November, that's going to be your next mega pump for XRP. $3 to $4 is a tough cookie to crack. It's going to break. We will then enter a price discovery with 18, 19 plus ETFs lined up, with 9 to 12 current companies putting XRP into their treasuries, with Bitcoin getting 150 to 200, maybe 250,000 by the time this is done, and then that money rotating into other assets like XRP. Our sky's the limit. And it's all lining up to happen within the next 3 months. Let's just make it through September. I can't preach that enough. Let's make it through September. And then we'll get to October, and we can let the fun begin. Global money supplies exploding. Liquidity is already creeping into XRP through Kraken's new fiat rails. US regulations about to unlock trillions in sideline capital, and billionaires are screaming what we've known all along. Crypto isn't just speculation anymore. It is the future financial system. The pieces are lining up. $20 XRP by Christmas. It isn't that crazy. It's math, momentum, and timing all colliding at once. The only question is, are you positioned for it, or are you still waiting for your Uber driver to tell you it's time to buy? I know where I'm standing. Enjoy your Friday. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. I'll catch all y'all in the next one.